Hello, everyone. I'm Charlie Danis of Capital Athletics, and we are here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame wrapping up OAC Football Media Day. I'm joined by Capital Sports Information Director Ryan Gasser, as you see him enter the picture right there. Ryan, we've been coming to this event for a number of years now, and I always enjoy it with all the history here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's an excellent place to host OAC Football Media Day.
We talk about it as SIDs all the time. What better place to actually have something like this than the Pro Football Hall of Fame? You know, not only do you get an opportunity to see what greatness lies ahead for those that go to the NFL level, but, you know, for us down here at the D3 level, we get to just see the inspiring stories that come along with these characters. I mean, you see the signs if you've been to Canton anytime recently. The signage out there says that this is the most inspiring place in the world. In fact, Dave Baker said in his address to us that Walt Disney may own the happiest place on earth, but he owns the most inspiring place on earth. And I think that's absolutely true. It's great to see all these stories and these young men get an opportunity. Some that haven't been able to visit these hallowed grounds actually get that opportunity.
So we're here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. College football, meanwhile, is right around the corner. Another season of Capital football is going to be coming up here in 2019. So before we get into Capital football, Ryan, your overall sense of the OAC this year?
A dogfight, like it is every year. You know, I think that the runaway was that Mount Union was the number one in the preseason polls, both on the media and the coaches' side. And then after that, it was kind of, you know, I was helping tally the votes, and I'm like, wow, there are some people that have some very interesting thoughts about the direction of some of these teams this year. Some are going down, some are escalating up into the top three. John Carroll, Baldwin Wallace right up there in 2-3, and they're really going to be jostling for that spot this year. And then after that, you know, we always say who knows, and that's why they play the games. But you know, there are some teams that there are a lot of question marks. I think that phrase was used in one of our interviews here on IG Live. And the interesting thing is that by week 3, week 4, I think that a lot of those question marks are going to have exclamation points, and I can't wait to see what those exclamation points are going to follow.
Well, let's talk about Capital for just a second, because we will not have Thomas Wibbler at quarterback. Dar Stanford has also graduated as well. He was a big-time playmaker at wide receiver. David Barnett comes back. Your feeling about this Capital offense heading into 2019?
It's going to be interesting. I mean, you know, the last 3 games of the season are the last 3 that the team won. And those are the last 3 games that David Barnett was not able to suit up with us because of his injury. And I'm not saying that that's a direct correlation that without David Barnett, Capital wins games. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't take that out of context there. But what I am saying is that this team is able to survive with just one standout wide receiver. What I am saying is that they did find other ways to win, and that the defense did come up with one more stop than their opponent, especially in that game versus Otterbein, that allowed that team to win. So Coach Rogo said something that, you know, we need to get better all around. And if we get better all around, then we as a whole become better. And I think that that is absolutely true for Capital, and I'm sure some other teams will probably steal that line as well. But if other areas get better, then the Crusaders get better.
One thing to keep in mind, Andrew Ray has been installed as QB1 heading into fall camp, but that will be a big-time QB competition heading into the 2019 season. Now to the defensive side. 7 of the top 10 tacklers returned for Capital, so there is some experience. The back end, the secondary in particular, Ryan, loses a lot of key contributors due to graduation, but I think for the most part, there are going to be some playmakers all across the levels of the defense.
No question about it. I mean, guys like Trey Zimmer and Kobe Swackhammer down on the front 7 and doing the dirty work in the lines, you know, those are going to be 2 really awesome guys to watch this year. They're bigger, they're stronger. And the fun thing about it is, you know, and I'll share a quick story. When we were out at softball, those guys are out there helping me shag foul balls and doing whatever needs to be done out at the softball fields during game days. But they're having competitions about just really, really simple things. Like who puts up more weight on the bench, who looks better in a tank top. Like these are like legit competitions that these guys are very, very serious about. So you can only imagine the level of competition that when it comes to game day, when it comes to training for, you know, a rivalry contest or just a big game, these guys, they're going to be ready. Like the competition level is just probably at an all-time high with this group of guys. And, you know, that front 7's right in the thick of it. I think Cole Carter's going to have another fantastic year flying around. Ball hawk is the way that I used to describe him last year. I'm going to say the same thing for him this year. And then Jake Elsett, who's just a guy that, you know, we weren't sure what we were going to get last year with him when he was at the safety position. And then he leads the team in tackles. I mean, you know, so he's going to be a guy that we're going to be relying on very, very heavily. Guys like Avery Sylvester, who maybe kind of came on later in the season out on the outsides, he'll be a great, you know, asset to the defense as well. And there are going to be some guys that, you know, we didn't see very much action out of last year. They're not going to have a choice but to step up this year. And I think that that's going to be cool when you see their backs pressed up against the wall. You see what what comes out of it, and that'll be fun.
Now, we've talked offense, we've talked defense. Another interesting note about this Capital season is that there will only be 4 home games the entire year for Capital. 6 of them will be on the road, including the season opener at Westminster, Pennsylvania. So, folks, if you are planning on coming out to support the Crusaders, you better pick a game because there's not a lot to choose from. At the same time, Ryan, Capital's going to have to be road warriors this year in order to have success in 2019.
No doubt about it. You know, the cool thing is when they passed the legislation at the NCAA level that let us start the year on a Thursday night, and, you know, we were one of the first people to jump on, and, you know, I see the notice come out like, hey, we're going. And I think that's fun. I was talking to Cole Carter on the way up here, and he said, I asked him, like, what do you think about playing on a Thursday night? You know, that's usually reserved for Maction, for anybody that follows that hashtag out there. But he said that he was incredibly excited to be playing under the lights in kind of a foreign area, and to just be able to take on a new opponent to start off the season. Yeah, it's on the road, but it's a team that, you know, they feel like that they have a really good shot at beating. They have a really, you know, exciting atmosphere on a Thursday night that, you know, under the lights. I think it's just going to be really, really fun. And with fun and with, you know, good competition will come good results.
Big picture, what are you most excited about when it comes to this Capital football team?
I'll tell you, I'm not even going to go with the performance on the field. Spending 2 hours in the car with guys like David Barnett and Cole Carter, that was incredibly fun. Like, those guys are really cool, minus the 30-minute nap that both of them took at the same time while coming up. But, you know, they were really cool dudes to have conversations with. You know, you don't always get those kind of intimate moments where you talk about whatever, and that we were talking about things that are going on in our country, things that are, you know, musical taste, and, you know, just other experiences. What's your family like? And they were just really good dudes to talk to. So getting to know a lot of the other Crusaders in the way that I got to know Cole and David, and just seeing good people do good things and be rewarded for that. I think that all SIDs feel that way, but I think that anybody that gets to invest the time and the effort into student athletes like that, you get to really, you get to relish the victories a little bit more when you know that they're coming from people like that.
Hey, good players, good people. You can't beat that. Before we get out of here, Ryan, tell the folks how to get involved with Capital Athletics, how you can follow Crusaders Athletics, not just in football, but in other sports as well.
Sure. I mean, you're doing it right now by visiting us on IG Live. At Cap Crusaders is the handle. That's also the handle on Twitter, so go give us a follow over there. You can follow us on Facebook, Capital University Athletics. Give us a thumbs up doing that. And, you know, we're actually going to be posting a lot of video that we took from today. Some of it's already up. Some of it's coming. We got a lot of pictures. And you can also, you know, check us out. What other way can you check us out on? I know that we do a little bit of Periscope, but that's kind of here and there. But those are the big three. You know, that's the ones that we focus on. IG, Twitter, and Facebook. Absolutely. So follow us all on those. And, yeah, it's all 20 sports are going to be, you know, great to follow. They're all good people. That's the one cool thing is, like I say, you know, when you talk to student athletes, they're just good people, and when they win, you kind of feel like you are a part of that win just because of the good people that put together those victories. So, Charlie, I'm going to flip the script on you.
Sure.
You know, we were kind of talking about it when we were up in the bust area, and I mentioned it to Cole as soon as I saw him this morning, but Cole Carter had the tie game on fleek right now.
Yes, he did.
Is that what they say on fleek?
Yeah.
On lock, on fleek.
His game was lit?
His game was lit.
Yeah.
It was on fire.
Yeah.
That's one that has been used today. So
Okay.
we're going to go with it was on fire today.
Okay, there you go.
You know, as far as the attire goes today, were you impressed by anyone in particular or any one particular garment of clothing?
I'll tell you what, Ryan Tucho, I believe is how you pronounce his name, the linebacker for Otterbein, had the slickest looking pair of cowboy boots I've ever seen in my life. I know that for a Crusader to give a compliment to a Cardinal, that's a sin around Bexley, but he probably had the most impressive fashion material at the OAC Football Media Day.
Well, I know that Commissioner Tim Gleason did make a mention of that. We also made mention that Cole Carter, and you know, he has his own little shoe collection of sorts.
Yes.
Whether they be Jordans, they be Vans. I think Adidas Pharrell is one of them. I don't know. This is not my thing. But there might be like some kind of shoe fashion competition breeding. I mean, there's as if the rivalry wasn't, you know, fierce enough.
Oh, you're just stoking the fire even more, man.
Stoking the fire. Who's actually got the most, you know, fashionable football players? So that might be the open challenge. And from a guy like Adam Prescott, who's the SID over there, who very much prides himself on his fashion. This might be something that we actually get to. We might actually be able to poke this fire and get it to burn a little bit more.
Oh, Cardinals and Crusaders. I mean, it's a big rivalry, and what's one more thing that we can throw on the fire?
Doesn't matter what it is. I mean, Adam and I actually have rivalry conversations.
Oh, there you go.
About how good SIDs we are. And
forget the football field. The SIDs.
Yeah,
that's where the big rivalry is.
We're in on this too. Don't forget. So I mean, and I'm sure the broadcasters. I mean, if you ever find the broadcasters over there, you probably, as much as you like to mentor everybody, there's a little something that you hold back. Just
Yeah, I mean, it's a rivalry. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, Charlie, you do a great job. We can't wait to see you on the play-by-play all season long for Crusader football, men's basketball. So thanks for everything that you do.
And no problem. And for all the news for Crusader Athletics, go to athletics.capital.edu. We'll have all the home games for you. Any news regarding Capital Athletics, go to that website, athletics.capital.edu. For Capital SID, Ryan Gasser, I'm Charlie Danis. We'll see you this football season, beginning with that September 5th opener against Westminster. We'll see you, everybody.